You're tuned in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, guiding your gridiron journey, none other than your host, former NFL lineman, Ross Tucker.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a teaching tutorial Thursday, although we don't have Greg Cosell today because we had Greg Cosell on Monday. So those of you that are looking for Greg Cosell, you're telling on yourself. That means you didn't watch or listen Monday's episode. Go check it out on anywhere where you check out podcasts, or certainly youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. We are presented by DraftKings, of course, and those of you watching, this incredible set is courtesy of DraftKings. Thank goodness for those dudes. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Here's what we got. Maybe my favorite offensive lineman in the league, Trey Smith. We got George Karlaftis, two star players in the Super Bowl. Johnny Wilson, you never know if he's the guy that makes a big play in the Super Bowl. And then Michael Clay, the special teams coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. It seems like in the playoffs, Romeo or Will Shipley, in the playoffs, there have been a bunch of games where special teams have been a major, major factor. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
So I know I say this a lot, but I've said this on social media before. You are my single favorite offensive lineman in the NFL.
Let's go.
I absolutely love the way you play the game. I'll never forget, dude. I'm not even joking. I think I was still in the NFL, maybe I was out. Your first game as a true freshman, Tennessee, you pulled on a Thursday night game, and you killed a kid from Georgia Tech.
Yep.
And I absolutely loved it. Have you just always played that way?
Yeah, I remember early in my high school career, my coach sort of got on my neck about just being too nice on the field. And, ever since he said that, I always just try to be just bad intent when I play. Just try to be as violent as possible, be the most physical presence on the field. And it just sort of stuck with me. So I try to play the game the right way and respect the game the way it should be played. And to me, as an old lineman, you want to be nasty out there. Every single opportunity you have a guy to bury him in the dirt, you take it.
I don't think it's fun. I didn't think it was fun playing offensive line unless you were trying to bury guys. I just don't think blocking guys is fun. Trying to actually put a guy down and really punish him, that was the joy I got.
For sure, 100%, man. There's no better feeling than moving a man from point A to point B against his will. But being able to physically dominate him in that way makes the best feeling ever,
So have you been in the Super Bowl every year in your career?
I only missed it my rookie year.
Against the Bengals?
Yeah, AFC Championship game.
Okay. Does it ever get old at all?
No, man. You got to be grateful every time you sit on this stage and you have the opportunity to go to this game. And understanding when we were little kids, thinking about the big game and having an opportunity to play in it, man, I'm just so grateful. I have so much gratitude, and it's special, man. God's been really good to me, and man, I can't thank him enough.
All right, so a lot of times for the Eagles, Jalen Carter lines up over the right guard. He's had a really nice year. He's a good player. What jumps out to you about him?
Yeah, he's a hell of a player, man. I remember playing Jalen Carter at University of Tennessee. He was with Georgia.
Yeah.
And, man, he's always just been a really high-level elite-type player. He's extremely physical. He does a lot of great things in the pass game. He's very disruptive as well in the run game as well. But I think he's a hell of a player. I think he's a great player. He's having a great year, and he's going to be a great competition.
Do you feel like his best move is his right-hand club? I'm trying to think of all the moves he's made this year and the pressure he's gotten. I feel like that might be his go-to, is like a hezzy right-hand club. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair, definitely, man. He's great at it.
So what's your coaching point as the right guard if the guy's got a strong inside right-hand club?
Just play my game. But he's a hell of a player, extremely talented, has so much respect for him. And, dude, he's had a great season, so hats off to Jalen Carter.
And he's got the dog in him, too, now.
Oh, for sure.
He's done some things this year I thought, whoa. And I respect that. You two guys going at each other, that is like a heavyweight battle.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a really good competitive battle, and looking forward to it. But, man, shout out to Jalen Carter and how he's played the game and how well he's played at a high level this season.
What can you say, Trey, about the job that Joe has done at left tackle, bumping out? I can't remember if you ever played tackle with the Vols, but what can you say about Joe bouncing out there and handling it as well as he has.
Yeah, man. I mean, you and I both know how different it is playing from the interior to the edge position, and the difference in the rusher and the player that you're going against week in and week out. And Joe Thuney's such a team first guy. He's so selfless, man, and anything he can do to help the team, that's who he is as a person, as a player. And man, for him to step into that position at a time of need and to really do a great job week in and week out without even uttering a complaint, man, it's special. And I think Joe Thuney's not only a special football player, but a special guy.
Have they been, I haven't studied it, have you guys been sliding left more to help Caliendo and Joe? Have you had more one-on-ones?
Not in particular, man. I feel like whatever Pat sees and identifies, and based on the pressures we're getting, I still think it's sort of the same. I think it's very dependent on what we see.
By the way, I did your Texans game on radio.
Yeah.
That was a horrible holding call on you. The dude grabbed the back of your helmet and pulled it down. I was like, because the people always talk about the Chiefs and the refs.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. That was a bogus hold on Trey. That was not a hold.
Yeah.
He pulled you down. He pulled you down by the back of your helmet.
Yeah, no comment on that, man. At the end of the day, the referees saw what they saw, and I have to adhere to the rules and I have to be great in my game. If I had a better block, I wouldn't have called for a hold. So you got to respect the referee's job and what they do. It's a difficult job.
So I said, as soon as I saw Borgonzi get the GM job with the Titans, I predicted that he's going to make you the highest paid guard in NFL history. How does that sound?
Oh, man, I'm not focusing on that. I love the Borgonzis as a family, grown really close to them. They're outstanding people, outstanding human beings, and I have the utmost respect for them. And at the end of the day, I'm just so focused on the Super Bowl, man. I want to win this thing, and I just want to win. So I want to stay focused on that, and whatever happens after this game happens. But I want to stay focused in the moment and win with the Chiefs.
What's it been like for you this year, having you're eligible for a new contract? It's your contract year. You didn't get one, and they can't pay everybody at once, right? And they did pay Creed. Has that affected you mentally at all? Because I feel like knowing what you're worth, man, I feel like I don't know what that would have been like. I was never in that position. You've obviously done a tremendous job handling it. How have you done that?
I think just staying in the present moment and just taking it day by day, week by week, man, and just understanding that if I carry out what I need to do that needs to be done on the field as a professional, as a player, everything will take care of itself, and I put my trust in God, man. I believe in him, and I know he had a path and journey in my life, and after everything I've been through, man, if I don't bet on myself, what am I? He's taken me this far, and I just got to keep trusting, believing his plan, and like I said, I can never look too far ahead. I just got to stay right in the focus and just take it day by day, play by play.
So for my viewers and listeners that might not remember, was there a time when you were told that you would never play football again?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, multiple times. After my freshman year at Tennessee, I started all games, all SEC, all American, you name it. I got diagnosed with blood clots, and at that point, they were like, you get a second diagnosis, you're done playing. Was able to come after that. Got about halfway through the season, sort of had the same issues I was having. Went to the hospital, they thought I had blood clots the second time, and at that point, the doctors all sat me down and said, you'll never play the game of football again. But I'm a little hard-headed, and I just kept going at it, and God had different plans, and I was able to keep playing the game and get to the point where I'm at now. But I had to put my faith, confidence, and trust in God, and I had a great support system at the time that trusted and believed in me, and I'm here, man. I just kept believing.
Man, I am so happy for you. I love watching you play. Have fun. Ball out on Sunday. Thanks for coming on the show.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Ross.
I always find a way to talk to this guy before almost every game. You're always out there when I'm calling the game in the pre-game warm-ups. I'm talking with George Karlaftis. Had an outstanding career so far for the Chiefs. Awesome year. Why is that pre-game so important to you?
I think, for me, I'm a big guy into routine. I love having a routine. So just trying to keep everything consistent with everything that I do, I think gives me an edge.
So what year is this for you now?
This is my third year.
Okay, great. So then you're eligible for a new deal after this.
We'll let that take care of itself.
All right. You've had an awesome postseason in particular. What's been clicking for you?
Just all of us working together. It's later on in the season and haven't had the experience, so you're not hitting any kind of a wall or anything like that. It's been great. Everything's been clicking for us defensively too, so it's been amazing.
What is it about your routine and your process that allows you to be able to play your best and be your freshest in January and February?
Yeah, absolutely. It all starts with taking care of your body. We play all these games, and doing that over 3 years with less rest than everybody else. So it starts with taking care of your body. I have a great team of people back home that help me be at 100%. So when you have that, you have some clarity and peace of mind. And when you have that, you're not stressing out and kind of everything falls into place. So I try to take care of what I can and control what I can too.
All right. The Eagles' offensive line is very good.
Yeah.
You played against them a couple years ago as a rookie, and you went against these guys. You went against Mailata, you went against Lane Johnson.
Yep.
Give me sort of a scouting report and a breakdown on those guys.
I mean, they're great players. They're two of the best right now in the league for sure. Got a lot of respect for them. They're obviously big in stature, just like any offensive lineman, maybe them more than most, and they're very talented. There's a reason that they're in the Super Bowl, man. So got a lot of respect for those guys.
All right, what about Saquon? I can't ever remember a guy having this many long touchdown runs.
Yeah.
What have you noticed about him that's enabling him to be able to do that?
Well, obviously he's a great player. He's very talented. He can do just about everything. But they work together great as an offense. They got great coaching and they're very disciplined too. So we got a lot of respect for those guys, man.
What do you feel like is your go-to move, George?
I try to base everything off of power. That's what I feel like I can do very well. Just try to base everything off of power, and then switch stuff up from there.
And effort, I'd say.
Yeah,
you get a lot of second reaction sacks because you're just relentless.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, I think if you can't be a good defensive lineman if you're not relentless. So, yeah.
What are you weighing right now?
About 260.
So, take me through, because a lot of people don't know your story. Were you born in the States?
I was not.
Okay.
I was born in Athens, Greece, where I was born and raised until I was 13 years old. Then I moved to West Lafayette, Indiana.
Why?
My father passed away suddenly. My mom's from Indiana, so just to be close to her and her family.
God, well, I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. I've never been to Greece.
Yeah.
It's number one on my wife and I's list.
It should be.
We were going to go to Greece and Croatia.
Oh, that's great.
But
That's
it was
great.
COVID year. We had the flights booked and everything.
Right.
It was the COVID year.
That stinks.
Why does everybody say, like Spiro Didis does games for CBS like me? He's building a house in Greece. He said it's like the most, what is it about Greece that's so amazing?
I mean, obviously it starts with the food, the weather, the nature, and the culture. Everybody there, it's the best. If you haven't gone there, it's hard to explain and describe. But to me, it just feels like home. But whenever, I took my girlfriend there multiple times, and she just loves it. So
I was about to say, how often are you able to go back?
at least a couple times a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we'll be out there for 6-7 weeks after the season. Yeah.
Oh, and you absolutely love it.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, so then you come here, and when do you start playing football?
Right when I was probably 14 years old at the time. Yeah.
And had you ever seen it before?
Never.
You hadn't seen it. In Greece, you don't even see American football.
I didn't really notice a distinction between that and rugby, so not really.
Really? Did you play rugby in Greece?
I did not.
What did you play in Greece?
I played water polo.
Dude, water polo is rougher than people realize.
It's rougher than football, I'll tell you that.
Tell me why.
Well, first of all, it's underwater, and unless you're in the Olympics, there's nobody really officiating underneath the water, so there's a lot of stuff that goes on. As opposed to, in football, there's cameras everywhere, and everybody can see what you're doing and stuff. So it's very physical, and you're also treading water. People don't realize you can't touch the bottom, so it's very physically demanding too.
So I went to Princeton, and they had a very good water polo team.
Yep.
Those guys, in intramural basketball, they were the only guys that weren't afraid to
Absolutely.
I had to be yo, you guys better chill out.
Hey, it's a very physical sport, that's for sure.
All right, and then you took the football and you loved it right away.
Basically, yeah. I had some growing pains, if you will, but then I realized that I could be good at it, and I just kept falling more and more in love with it, and that's still going on. So,
awesome. George, always good to see you before the games.
Yep.
Congrats on having a great year, man. Good luck on Sunday.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
All right, I got one of the men of the hour, the Eagles special teams coordinator, Michael Clay. Michael, I'm only on the sideline twice a year. I was on the sideline for the NFC Championship game. That hit by Shipley was sweet, man. I mean, and I doubt he ever played teams at Clemson. Do some guys just have it, other guys don't? Take me through that.
Yeah, obviously a huge hit, huge play for Will right before the half, but Will has been doing a great job for us all year. And I always tell people it's hard to find just pure football players. And Will Shipley, he's just a pure football player, and he wants to strive to be the best he possibly can, whether it's a running back or a core 4 guy, whether it's grabbing me at the end of practice and trying to work his practicing. So I have nothing but love for Will Shipley. He's been doing an outstanding job for us.
It seems like, for whatever reason, in the playoffs, we've seen more big-time plays on special teams. I expect that preseason. I expect that early in the season. I'm a little surprised when you see Remigio for the Chiefs or Shipley. Is there any rhyme or reason to why it feels like there's more game-changing plays in the playoffs than there are, in the regular season?
Yeah, I don't know if there is. I think everything's under a much bigger microscope,
Yeah, you're right.
So everything's a little bit more magnified. But Nico Remigio's done a great job for Kansas City since they took over the dual returner. Like I said, Will's done a great job. So we have our work cut out for him. Dave's done an unbelievable job everywhere he's gone, whether it's Chicago, Kansas City. So when we get back on that field on Wednesday, we know what we got to do to clean up anything we didn't do in Philadelphia and get ready for Sunday.
Did you know about Remigio? Because it is rare for me in the NFL to see it, to be calling a game, and there's a guy that I had never heard of before. I mean, I don't even know where. I saw Fresno State, but I don't know where he came from, and all of a sudden he's been a good returner for them.
Yeah, it goes back to the the Rolodex of the draft process, being able to see guys that maybe not get the star recognition. So Remigio from Fresno State and Cal. So I kind of knew what he was, and I liked his tape coming out. He's done a great job taking the reins in Kansas City. Great find by Dave and everything. So one of those things where you remember their college film, so have familiarity with them.
What can you tell me about the process pregame with you and Coach Sirianni, as well as Jake Elliott, to decide, okay, about where we're going to be good from, where we're going to try a field goal from, and how different is it indoors since there's no weather as a factor?
Yeah, obviously with no weather as the factor, you could kind of push your lines a little bit more. But there's also got to be a comfortability factor within not just myself and Jake, but Coach Sirianni, depending on the flow of the game. Do you want to pin the opposing offense back, or do you want to go be aggressive with it? So we're in constant communication. He's been like that ever since I got the job with him. So we're going to keep that going, and the conversations don't just start on game day. It's throughout the entirety of the week.
Jake made some big kicks in the snow. I mean, those were some important kicks he made on those field goals in the snow. How impressed were you with his ability? And I know he missed an extra point or two, but to be able to make those 3-pointers that you guys needed.
Yeah, especially that 44-yarder kind of started in the snow. Then those 2 short ones, they may look on paper, there's only 30-something, 20-something yards, but you saw the weather. It was very difficult, and most importantly was his plant foot. So him being able to get his plant foot in the ground and still be able to contribute for us. And also the offensive lineman, got to give him a big shout-out, clearing the field for him so he makes sure he gets the spot. So
Tell me about that, because that's a rule, right?
Correct.
You can't bring anything out there, but only the guys on the field can help to try to do whatever.
Yeah, and we talked about it in our meeting just to make sure we were all on the same page of hey, if Jace asked you guys, hey, go out there to clear the spot. And the guys were ready with Brett Toth, Fred Johnson, Tyler Steen. They did an unbelievable job to help set up the spot to make that difficult field goal a little bit easier.
And so people also don't look at it this way, but Braden Mann's done a heck of a job holding. I think I've seen more than whoa, that was an impressive hold.
Yeah, Braden does an unbelievable job for us. Usually starts with Rick, and it's tough to snap in those conditions for Rick. Obviously the ball's a little wet, doesn't have the same feeling in his hands being cold. But Braden's done an unbelievable job all year, and he's been doing that his entirety of his career. But it goes back to what we do in practice, behind closed doors, how many snaps and reps those guys get together to make sure we're in sync, to make sure our operations are going smoothly.
How are the Chiefs? You mentioned Coach Cobb and the job he's done over the time. How is the rest of their guys, not just the returner Remigio, but their core guys?
Yeah, their core guys are very good. Obviously, playing the AFC West, you got to have some good special teams, and they've been up there for years. And this year they had a really good year. Whether it's big returns, flipping the field with Matt Ariza. Harrison Bucker's been one of the better kickers in the league for the past 8 years, something like that. So they're a well-rounded group. They're disciplined. They play hard. They're physical. So again, we have our work cut out, but we like having the opportunity to represent the NFC and the Philadelphia Eagles to give us an opportunity to win on Sunday.
Awesome, man. Anything that you learned from 2 years ago in any way that you think might help you in this game?
I think, just like anything else, the experience just kind of helps you calm yourself throughout the entirety of the game instead of getting too high and too low, and just trying to keep that calming presence for guys that this will be their first time and a sounding board they can lean on. So just, the experience just helps out.
Thanks so much, man. Good luck.
I appreciate it, Ross.
All right, so I had my eyes on this guy at the start of the preseason because he was killing dudes as a blocker. So Johnny, I'm a former offensive lineman.
Okay.
Played 7 years. I do the Eagles preseason games on TV, and I noticed you right away, dude. The Ravens' first preseason game, you were not messing around.
Right.
And I didn't know from your time at Florida State that you had that in you. Did you block like that at FSU, or is that something you've embraced more in the NFL?
I feel like I've kind of always had that trait about me. Just don't let your man make the tackle, and I've kind of always been that way from Arizona State, high school. You get a chance to, put someone in the ground, and not get in trouble for it. Might as well. So yeah.
What are you weighing right now?
Like 235.
So, and you were over 6'6", right?
Yeah, I mean they say I'm 6'6", but I like to say I'm 6'7" sometimes. So yeah.
So were you the biggest? I think you might be the biggest receiver in the league.
I know it's a business trip.
Right. Yeah. Right now, definitely. I think so. Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody bigger than
soaking up a little New Orleans flavor here.
It's really fun to watch you play. What have you learned from A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith?
I've learned a lot of things. Just how to have a great work ethic. Even when things aren't going well. At home or mentally you ain't in the right space. How to just keep the main thing, and AJ's catching routine, and he don't drop a lot of passes. So just seeing how they go about their catching routine too. I kind of applied that to my game this year too. So
where do you think you can still improve?
I feel like I can improve in a lot of areas. My route running, still catching. IDing defenses and picking apart coverages. I don't feel like I'm a complete perfect receiver yet, so I feel like I still got a lot to work on.
Do you feel good about your chances to be a starter in the NFL at some point and really be able to have the type of career you want to have?
Definitely. I mean, that's the goal. But as time goes on, I hope I can work towards that, and I'm just keep building day by day and brick by brick. Just hope that comes.
What's it like to be as a rookie in the Super Bowl?
It's honestly a blessing. I mean, you dream about this as a kid, and a lot of people don't get this chance in their whole career. So, to experience it in my first year, it's surreal.
What do you envision your role being in this game?
I mean, whatever. I know I'm just be ready when my number is called. Yeah.
Awesome. Good luck. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you, boss.
As far as I know, this might be the last time I'm telling you guys about my friends over at West Shore Home, making home remodeling easier and more flexible than ever. You can do a new project and get 2 full years of no payments and no interest, plus save $3,000 on all shower and bath projects, which is incredible. They're also offering $200 off per window for window projects and 15% off all entry doors. Volume discounts are also available. Take advantage of all of these great savings, plus get 2 years, no payments, no interest. Check out westshorehome.com/Ross to save an extra $500 exclusive to my listeners. They're listeners just like you, and spring will be here before you know it. Make sure you've got at least the options to put in the new windows or doors or bathtub or whatever. westshorehome.com/Ross. All right, the Super Bowl is set. It is the Eagles and the Chiefs. I've been telling you guys about Smirnoff being an official sponsor of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast all year. So you already know that they're also an official vodka partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59. What I love about Smirnoff is that you can get the world's #1 vodka without breaking the bank. very important. This feeling is what the good folks over at Smirnoff call Smirnoff Extraordinary. And yes, I can say that way better than the guys in the TV commercial. They've got some awesome items right now dropping, including from Vernon Davis. You got to check it out. Head on over to SmirnoffDrops.com to check out upcoming drops and check out these Smirnoff Extraordinary items. Go quick. They won't last long. Please drink responsibly. Smirnoff number 21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. Smirnoff Company, New York. Pricing at sole discretion of the retailer. May vary by state. Please not share with anyone under legal drinking age. The only thing better than game day predictions are the foods that come with them. Introducing Tums Fantasy Foodball Pool. Brought to you by Tums, America's #1 antacid brand, and DraftKings. Turn football into foodball by building your best game day plate for a shot at winning a share of $40,000 in cash prizes. Join the Tums foodball action during this playoff season's most heartburn-inducing time. Visit DraftKings.com/Tums foodball now through February 9th to enter for free and select your game day plate before the start of each playoff round. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at DraftKings.com/Tums foodball. Don't let heartburn keep you on the sidelines. Try Tums Chewy Bites with a tasty outer shell and soft center for fast relief of heartburn, acid indigestion, and upset stomach. Check out Tums Gummy Bites, featuring a soft and easy-to-chew format for fast relief of occasional heartburn, acid indigestion, sour stomach, and upset stomach. Both available at Amazon, Target, and other major retailers nationwide. Be sure to follow Tums at Tums Official on Instagram and TikTok.
Tux Takes.
All right, Ross. Second day in a row in basketball. I feel like it's the first time ever. The NFL has reached a deal with Pat Riley on the three-peat trademark.
Good for Pat Riley. You know, I appreciate people that see a business opportunity and take advantage of it. He was all over it with the three-peat, and you know who he's rooting for. He's rooting hard for the Chiefs.
NFL Referee Union head Scott Glenn, he called bias towards Chiefs insulting.
Scott Green, but that's okay. I don't expect you to know the head of the referees union, and it's too far away from you to be able to see the name. Here's the deal. I'm with him. It's a total joke. It's embarrassing that people have these conspiracy theories. It's insulting to the officials. Do I think that the Chiefs have gotten the benefit of some poor officiating? Absolutely, I think that they have. But to suggest that people are doing it intentionally really, really bothers me, or that there's some like grand conspiracy. We wouldn't even be talking about it if the teams they were playing had played better and won the games.
Andy Reid, he's going to coach at least one more year, and Travis Kelce, he's not interested in retiring anytime soon.
I think that was two of the big takeaways from the last couple days for sure. That's huge news for the Chiefs, especially the Andy Reid part, because you think that he's at the stage, right, where he could be year to year at any point about whether or not he's going to keep coaching. Can you imagine you coach your whole year, your whole life, and you got Mahomes and you have a chance to win all these Super Bowls? That would be very hard for him to stop coaching. As for Travis Kelce, that's more interesting to me. I guess I kind of thought if he won this year, won a third, that maybe he would take a page out of his brother's playbook and that would be it. But it sounds like that's not the case. Sounds like Travis wants to keep playing. I love that because there's a lot of things he can do off the field, but he loves football that much, as do I. We got a mega show, including my prediction tomorrow on a Finish Strong Friday. I think we're done here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the feed drop with the New Heights, Jason and Travis Kelce. I'm friendly with both those guys. It's unbelievable the success they've had. I love the fact that they're advertising on my show. That's incredible. Thank you, Jason and Travis and Wondery, for advertising New Heights on my show. You know they've got the A-list guests as well as everything those guys do on and off the field. Listen and watch New Heights wherever you get your podcasts. But if you want to skip the ads, catch new episodes early, and unlock access to exclusive episodes of the show, join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Those guys are big beer guys. I know that. They invested in a beer company. I am fully invested in terms of my time and taste buds into Labatt Blue Light. Drink some Labatt Blue Lights with your friends and live life to the power of we. Great beer for the Super Bowl this weekend. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also check out Even Money, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network on Samsung TV Plus, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.
Shout out myfrontpagestory.com. Best Valentine's Day gift ever. Backofficescheduler.com, humanheadnyc.com, Sporticulture, and Pizza Boy Brewing. Yummy.